But if you were to think about your life,
Yeah.
as describing like a wine,
Well,
how would you describe?
there's this wine that I think absolutely defines who I am as a person. It's Losta Negro. It's from the Canary Islands. It's beautiful. It's biodynamic. It's like I was telling you, it tastes like peppercorn. So tonight I'm going to cook you dinner that really like explains the wine and how perfectly it goes with what I'm cooking. So whenever I'm around friends that I really hold special to my heart, those are who I really share that kind of bottle with, because the bottle doesn't come very.
Right.
It's a good bottle. It's a good bottle to celebrate in. It's a good bottle to look around the room and say, God, I love this thing when I love what I do.
Yeah.
So that's the way I kind of live my life.
Man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. And I think living your life that way, you've been blessed. Recently, just covered some real estate. So talk to me about that project.
Oh man, me and my best mate Cyrus Coleman, we bought this amazing, beautiful building in the center of Chinatown here in Portland. The idea really came from, we all heard the verbiage, Portland is so white.
Yeah.
But, like I've told you earlier, if you look closer, you will find someone that looks exactly like you. If you search for it, if people show you where you need to go, you will find people who look exactly like you. So Cyrus and I, we've been trying to figure out a way to find a studio in town, and we couldn't find anything within our price range or that would let us rent, within our price range. So we had met this amazing human, Jonathan Cohen and Jessica Burke. And we pitched them this idea through, we created like an entire deck of what we wanted to bring to the spaces. And Jesse was the first person to ask us, it's like, do you want to rent or do you want to create generational wealth? And Cyrus and I looked at each other and was just like, generational wealth? And she goes, how would you like to own a building? And we're like, the way my bank account works, it's like I could buy a home, not an entire building. And she goes, we'll figure it out. And we started that dialogue, I think, August of 2021. We became building owner December 2021. We bought a $2.1 million building, just 20,000 square feet. It's 4 stories, like 3 stories tall and a basement. So the basement is going to be a jazz club and a speakeasy. And then the first floor is going to be a wine bar. And hey, you're going to come in. And then it's a wine bar, a coffee shop, and a speakeasy. A gallery space. It's like 3,000 square feet of a gallery space where anyone can come in and show work. And then the second floor is a maker space. We have a podcast room. We've got a painting room. We've got a wet room. We've got tailor, if you need to sew things, you've got room for that too. And then we've got a creative library, and there's a locker room so you can keep your stuff there overnight. But this place is just going to be for creative in city. And then there's the 3rd floor, which is a full production company or studio. And there's a 1-bedroom apartment, the first residency. So if you're a black chef, you're a black painter, you're a black anything in the creative field, you want to create something, you're allowed a residency for free of charge. It's a whole ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
How do you even get there? When you think about, a lot of, young black children that are growing up, black boys and black girls, how do they get to the, where they're point where they're growing up, but then, actually, doing something with grace, with empathy, giving their heart, what does that kind of look like for you, and how do you guide them and advise them through that?
Allow yourself to fail. One of the biggest thing for me is I didn't come from a family of means. We didn't have all the money in the world. We didn't have all of that. So for me, making it on my own was a very big thing for me. Back in the day, when you're the creative black kid, but you're also shown as the weird kid, right? Because you never fit in. Yeah. This place is for the misfits. Yeah. This place is for you to shine. This place is for you to foster your creativity. This place is for you to understand that anything is possible. If you want to be an artist, you can be an artist. If you want to be a musician, you can be a musician. If you want to be a podcast host, you can do that. I went to school to be a pilot, to fly planes. That's what I went to uni for. Because my parents didn't tell me there was this thing called creativity or being an artist. I learned it through different people, and I mastered the heart of art. And then I tried to do it, and I succeed in it in the way I can. And that's what I do for a living now. That's how I pay for my life. Is doing something that I love every day. Something my father has told me before, the only time you should look down on someone is when you're helping them out. You never look down on anyone. You're not better than anyone. We're all from the same cloth. We all came into this world naked, and we're going to go back in that. You're not going to carry all the wealth you've accumulated over the year with you to heaven. It's not going to buy you a ticket in there. It's how you've treated people and how you looked at people and how you've brought up people with you. But just be good. Be good to people and, show people you care. That's just what matters.
We want you to open up our hearts and
Yeah, man. Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Salute. Wine and Wild Black.